Hi, for today's PE lesson you are working on coordination. You're going to develop your coordination with ball activity. So we're going to link a sending and receiving movement with a fundamental movement. Okay, link them two together because it's going to allow us to improve that two or more body movements together, which is coordination. Okay, need good control of our equipment while we are travelling. There's loads of points in sports where you maybe are running into space while you receive a ball to feet. Maybe basketball, you might have run and jump to get a rebound. Same with netball. Tennis, running across your court or side shuffling across your court to return a shot. So there's loads of times where you have to travel and perform an action at the same time. So that's what we're working on today. Before we get started, we need to do three things. Check the area, make sure you have a safe working area. Second one, make sure you're wearing appropriate PE kit. And the last one is making sure you are you have a water bottle close to you. There's going to be times in the video that you can pause and get yourself a drink. Once you've done them three PE checks, let's get into our warm-up. Okay, warm-up today, we're going to go through three different movements just to increase that heart rate. First movement will be a jog. Second movement, we're going to do a 1-point balance. We're going to touch different body parts. And the third movement is going to be a coordination body tap exercise. So again, you're going to be following me, so don't worry if you're not too sure what one of the movements is. Make sure you're in your big area. Let's get started into our jogging. Good. So like I said, next movement is going to be a 1-point balance. We're going to touch different body parts. We'll go head, shoulders, knees and toes. So it looks like this. 1-point balance, head, shoulder, knee, toe. Back to the top, try and stay on that 1 foot. Head, shoulder, knee, toe. All the way back up. Head, shoulder, knee, toe. And again, one more time. Head, shoulder, knee, toe. Good, okay. Coordination clap. We're going clap, right foot, clap, left foot, clap, right foot, left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got that clap. Make sure you try and get that clap in between each one. If you can't, then you're touching right foot inside, left foot inside, right foot outside, left foot outside. Back to our jog there. Second set, 3 sets, so almost halfway now. Okay, 1-point balance, but now on our other foot, so head, shoulders, knees, toes, and back up. Head, shoulder, knees, toes, and back up. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, and back up. Keep that balance. 2 more. 1 and 2. Good body tap. So clap, right foot, clap, left foot, clap, right foot, left foot, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. How quick can you go? Can you go quicker than me? Okay, last set. Back to our jog. Feel that heart rate increase a little bit. Trying to use all of our body parts. Make sure they're nice and loose. Ready for the main activity. Different types of movements as well. Using that back to bend down. Using our leg, lower body muscles, and upper body muscles as well. Right, you pick what foot you want to balance on now. Head, shoulders, knee, toe, and back up. Shoulders, knee, toe. Try and keep that head straight. That's going to help you use your arms to counterbalance. Counterbalance. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Back up. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. One more. Balance. Ooh. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Okay, last clap. Right foot, left foot. Keep playing. Clap, don't forget to clap. Yeah. and we will stop there for our warm-up. Well done everyone, get yourself a quick drink, and then we'll get into our main activity. Okay, so for your main activity today, you do need a ball. Doesn't really matter the size of the ball. If you've got a football, basketball, that's fine. You should be able to do these exercises with a bigger ball. I'm using a tennis ball today. I'm going to go through all of the examples, all of the exercises first. I'll give you demonstrations, and then you're going to pause the video and have a go on your own. Like I said, we're trying to link two movements together, okay, with a piece of equipment. The first exercise, legs going to go apart and go through with a figure of 8, passing your ball around your legs. So it should look like this. Okay, so there's the movement for that one. Next one is a lunge bounce. So what you're going to do is lunge down, and as you lunge, you're going to create a gap between your legs that's going to allow you to bounce the ball through. So it looks like this. Okay, so again, the movement is the lunge, the send and the ball activity is the bounce pass through the legs. Now if you struggle with that one, I'm fine with you just passing your ball through from hand to hand. If you can you perform that bounce pass through. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be a high knee swap. So the movement is high knees, and then the ball activity, you're going to swap from hand to hand as that knee comes up. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Okay, so it's going to be quick. The ball movement is going to be quick. Make sure to help you, you're driving them knees nice and high. The higher you get the knee, the easier it is to pass through the leg. I don't want you to be in a crunched over position here, doing this. Nice and upright, drive them knees nice and high, let the ball through. Make sure you have good control on the ball. You're only passing it from hand to hand. It's a small pass. Okay? Be aware of where you're passing it so you can get into good positions. Open that hand up so you can receive the ball. Don't snatch at it. Let's move on to the last one. And this last one, the ball's going to be going on the floor. You go into a 1-point balance, so balancing on one foot. You're going to use your opposite foot, the foot you're not balancing on, and you're going to rotate your ball round your balancing foot. Okay? Here, hold your balance. Round. There. So have a couple of goes on one foot, rotating that ball round, and then swap over and do the opposite foot. Okay? And you're balancing, we need a nice strong core, tense the leg that you're balancing on. Arms are really important, try and keep your head as still as possible. Okay, because if you're moving it around, okay, it puts your centre of your balance off. Okay? You want to stay as straight as possible when performing this. Try not to put that foot down. Stay in that 1-point balance as much as you can. Okay? So there are your activities. I want you to pause the video and go through each one, spending a decent amount of time, making sure you're performing each exercise properly. If there's one that you struggle with, slow the exercise down. You can make small changes to make it a little bit easier. Once you understand the easier option that you go for, then can you progress back onto the exercise that I said. If you find it easy, all about speed. How quick can you then perform the exercise? Off you go. Okay, for your progression activity, we're going to go into a sending and receiving activity now, exercise. Okay, I'm going to again demonstrate. You're then going to perform and execute as best as you can. The exercise is going to send the ball up. As the ball is travelling in the air, you're going to touch your head, catch. Then you'll go to your shoulders, knees and toes. Obviously the lower you get down, the harder it's going to be to catch the ball. Okay, because then it's going to mean travelling a longer distance, which means more time is spent travelling instead of watching the ball. Okay, and it also means you're going to have to almost take your eye off that ball for a split second and then get into a good catching position. Whenever we're teaching sending and receiving, we always say to make sure to keep your eyes on the ball. This is going to take that away a little bit, so it will be hard. So again, demonstration, throw, first one's head, catch, nice and easy. Next one's shoulders, there. Next one's knees, there. Next one's toes, there. Okay? Now, once you've gone through all of them, which they do get quite challenging, especially them toe ones. Okay? I want you then to go on to touching two parts of your body. So now it will be head and shoulders, there. Now it's going to be shoulders and knees, there. Now it's going to be knees and toes. Oh. So close. Okay? If you can do that, then maybe go on to touching three parts of your body. It is challenging, really important that we try and trace that ball as quick as possible. Especially when you get down lower, it's hard to trace the ball. So as soon as you come up, then you've got to realise where you need to get them hands and place them into the right position. Okay? Make sure if you're catching a small ball, keep them hands together, not apart because we don't want to snatch at it. Fingers will be apart though, because we want to create a big net. Okay? And also another thing that I want you to think about, the send is important. I've got loads of space in here, ceilings are very high, so as soon as I started going down to my knees and toes, I started throwing it a little bit higher because it gave me more time. Okay, if you're indoors, it's going to be even more challenging. Okay, good luck with the progression activity. Okay, challenge today is going to be very similar to your progression. The head, shoulders, knees and toes catching activity that you've just done. We're going to now set that as a challenge, and how this is going to be a bit more competitive for you. You're going to have a partner, and the partner's going to call out the body part as you throw the ball in the air. So as soon as you release the ball, head, catch. It's a lot easier to do it on your own, that's why I want you to do it with a partner. Now you can make this into a small competition with your partner. The first person to catch 10 balls wins overall. Okay? You could also do this on Zoom with a friend. Okay, so you guys set that up at home. Again, challenges, as you throw it, your partner calls out head, shoulders, knees or toes. You have to touch that before you catch the ball. If you manage to touch it and catch, then you get a point. Play against your partner to make it a little bit more competitive. You could make it easier for yourselves, and the partner who is saying the body part says it just before you throw. So go head, throw, head, catch. Okay? Just a bit like that makes it a little bit easier. If you want to really challenge yourself, you throw it, and as the person throws it, then you say the body part. Well done to everyone that is participating in these PE lessons. I hope you've enjoyed your coordination lesson today. Again, try and think about the amount of times in sport that you have to perform a travel or a movement while receiving a ball, okay, or having control over a piece of equipment. That's coordination. Okay, well done today. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Off you go with the challenge. Good luck with the challenge.